So hello everybody. So today we are going to be doing division of polynomial functions. So let me put that there. Division of polynomial functions. Okay, so let's take an example and see how it's done. So x plus 2, and you make the division sign. Divide x3 3x squared plus 8x plus 36. Okay, so for division of polynomial functions, see we have two terms here. So now what you actually do is you just work with the x. So if you are dealing with DMS, that's division, multiplication, and then subtraction, which you use in the long division of fractions. If you are dealing with that over here, you only work with the x. That's for the division. So further division is with just the x. So DMS, keep that in mind. So with the division, x divides this, and the remainder is x squared. Let's prove that. So x, this divided by this, so that's x 3 minus 1, and that's x to the power 2. So do you get it? So that's the division side of it. So this divides this number of times. So now you multiply this by the whole of this now. So now x squared times x gives us x to the power 3. Then x squared times this gives us 2x squared. Now subtraction. So now this becomes negative and this positive. So now they cancel out each other. This becomes negative. So now we have negative 5x squared. So now we divide again. So now when this divides, you have minus 5x. I hope you can see why, because when this goes here, it cancel out 1x and then leaves just minus 5x. So you have minus 5x, then now multiplication. So now this comes, multiply this, you get minus 5x squared, then minus 10x. So you have to bring this one down, plus 8x. So now we subtract. So now this becomes positive. So when it becomes positive, it cancels out. This also becomes positive. So now I have 18x. So now x into this, that's positive 18x. We're going to get positive here and then 18 because you divided, so the x, they cancel out each other. So now you multiply. Now you have 18x, but don't forget to bring that at 36 times 2. That's plus 36. Then you subtract. So now this goes away. Then when you subtract this from this, so now your answer, now this becomes your answer, x squared minus 5x plus 18. So after division of polynomial functions, there's a way it is written, that's if there's a remainder. So let's take an example where we'll have a remainder. Okay, So our example will be x squared minus 3. So let me bring it down a bit. X squared minus 3 into x to the power 3 plus 4x squared plus 0x minus 7. Okay, so in this case where we have the 0x, it means in the question it was just let's see, the question was just divide x to the power 3 plus 4x squared, minus 7 by x squared minus 3. This is how the question was written. But then when you are putting it in here, you see it is descending powers of x. So if you forget to bring this one, you have your answer wrong. So always make sure that when you are writing it here, sometimes they might omit one of them, like here they omitted the last power of x, that's x to the power 1. They omitted it. So when you are writing it here, make sure you always remember that if it starts from 3, then 2 should appear, the 1 should appear before you get to the constant. So yeah, so let's move on. So now first division. So when we divide, we have x left. So now we multiply, and then we get x to the power 3 minus 3x. So now we subtract, and then you see 3x is not supposed to be here, so it's supposed to come here, because you can't subtract these two terms, they are not like terms. So that means for x squared, we don't have anything for x squared. Now we put that one to 0, and then we bring the 3x now here, so we can subtract the like terms. So now let's move on. So now this goes away, we have this still left, so that's what 4x squared, right? Then if we should do this one, would have minus 3x. Sorry, this affects this, minus, so you have plus 3x. Okay, so now let's still move on. So now we divide again, so now we get 4. So now plus 4. Then when you multiply, you get 4x squared. Then let this come minus 7, 4x squared. Now we don't have x again, so you have to bring a 0x before you bring the minus 12. So now subtracting, we'll have this going away, we'll have 3x standing, and then we'll have positive here. So now it will become positive 12 minus 7, so you have plus 5. So now this can't divide this again, so now this becomes your final answer. So now you have a remainder, and then you have the quotient. So now there's a way you have to write it. So now when you are done, this is how you write it. So now the quotient, that's x plus 4, plus the remainder, that's 3x plus 5 over the divisor, and that will be x squared minus 3. I hope you get it. So this one, you should be careful about the putting the like terms together, the powers of x coming down, and so on. So let's take another example for division of polynomials. Is it done? So our last example will be x squared plus 2x minus 3, then 2x power 3 plus 9x squared plus 4x minus 15. So let's check if the powers, so we have 3, 2, 1 and 0, so we can start working with this. So we only use this one for the division, so this divides this. You have 2x, so now you multiply everything. So now 2x times this, you have 2x to the power 3, then you have 4x squared, and here you have minus 6x. So if you have to subtract, you have this going away, you have this becoming negative, so you subtract, then you have 5x squared. You have this becoming positive, so you have 10x. So now x squared comes to divide again, so now you have plus 5, because the x squared and the x squared cancel each other, so you have the 5. So now you multiply 2, so now let's go, you have 5x squared, plus 10x, so we have to bring out minus 15, and then when you multiply this you get minus 15, then you have to subtract. So when you subtract, this becomes negative, it goes away, this becomes negative, they cancel out, positive minus negative, so they cancel out, so this is your answer. So now this becomes your answer. So thank you for watching. This will be it for division of polynomial functions.